Ishan was once a man who had it all: wealth, power, and the love of his life, Meera. But in his pursuit of success, he made a choice that shattered everything. He betrayed Meera's trust to secure a business deal, ending their engagement and leaving her heartbroken. Years later, Ishan's business empire crumbled, and he was left with nothing, except the regret of losing the one person who truly mattered. Now, he's back in his hometown, determined to make amends. But there's a problem. Meera has moved on and is engaged to someone else. Ishan walked through the streets of his hometown, memories flooding back with every step. It had been 5 years since he left, but the pain of losing Meera felt fresh. He learned from an old friend that Meera was engaged to a kind-hearted doctor named Arav. Ishan's heart sank. He had no right to interfere in her life, but he couldn't resist seeing her one last time. When he saw her at a cafe, she looked radiant, happier than he remembered. Her laughter echoed as she sat across from Arav. Ishan felt a pang of jealousy, but knew he had no one to blame but himself. The next day, Ishan gathered the courage to visit Meera at her workplace, a bustling flower shop she owned. When she saw him, her smile faded. "What are you doing here, Ishan?" she asked, her voice cold. "I had to see you, Meera." "I need to apologize for everything," Ishan said, his voice sincere. Meera's expression hardened. "Apologize? You think words can erase the betrayal? You destroyed us, Ishan, and I've moved on." Her words stung, but Ishan was determined. "I know I can't undo the past, but I want to make things right. Please, give me a chance to explain." Meera reluctantly agreed to meet him the next evening, curious but wary of his intentions. Over dinner, Ishan confessed everything. He admitted that years ago, he had betrayed her by selling confidential business information from her father's company to secure a deal. He thought he was protecting their future, but instead, he ruined it. "I was blinded by greed and ambition, Meera. I didn't realize that I was losing the most important part of my life. You," Ishan said, tears in his eyes. Meera's hands trembled. "You didn't just betray me, Ishan. You made me doubt myself, my choices. Do you have any idea how hard it was to rebuild my life after you left?" Ishan nodded, his voice breaking. "I know I don't deserve your forgiveness, but I needed you to know the truth, and I needed you to know I've changed." After their meeting, Meera found herself conflicted. Arav was everything she had ever wanted: kind, stable, dependable. But seeing Ishan again stirred emotions she thought she had buried. She confided in her best friend Ananya, who had always been her voice of reason. "I don't know what to do, Ananya. Arav is perfect, but Ishan, he still has a piece of my heart," Meera admitted. "Ask yourself this: can you trust Ishan again? And if you can't, then Arav deserves your whole heart, not half of it," Ananya advised. Determined to prove himself, Ishan started volunteering at a local shelter Meera supported. Slowly, he became a part of her world again, showing her that he was no longer the selfish man she once knew. Arav noticed the shift in Meera's behavior. One evening, he confronted her. "Meera, I love you, but I can see you're not fully here with me. If your heart is still with Ishan, I won't stand in the way," Arav said, his voice filled with quiet pain. Meera was torn. Arav was selfless, and she hated the thought of hurting him. But deep down, she realized her love for Ishan had never truly faded. On the day of her engagement party, Meera made her decision. She called Arav aside and with tears in her eyes told him the truth. You deserve someone who loves you completely, Arav. And as much as I care for you, my heart belongs to someone else, she admitted. Arav nodded, his heart broken but understanding. All I've ever wanted is your happiness, Meera. If that's with Ishan, then so be it. Later that evening, Meera went to find Ishan. He was at the shelter, helping organize a fundraiser. When he saw her, his eyes widened with hope. Ishan, Meera began, her voice trembling. I'm scared. Scared of trusting you again. But I realized I can't imagine my life without you. Ishan stepped closer, his heart pounding. I'll spend the rest of my life proving that I'm worthy of your trust. Meera, I promise. Months later, Ishan and Meera stood on a cliff overlooking the ocean, exchanging vows in a small, intimate ceremony. Their journey had been fraught with pain and mistakes, but it had also brought them back to each other, stronger and more in love than ever. As they held hands, Ishan whispered, "Thank you for giving me a second chance. I'll never break your heart again." And this time Meera believed. What do you think? Did Meera make the right choice? Or should she have stayed with Arav? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more heart-wrenching tales of love and betrayal. Your opinion matters to us, so don't hesitate to share how you would have handled this situation.